when TVWan, Digicel TV now, when it was first starting out, and I think it was 2013, I think it was. But I think the biggest expenditure for them at that time was the NRL Bid. And that's where it all started, this whole MTV versus TVWan. That was back then in 2013, 2014.
What do you mean? Sorry, I'm not.
Okay, so we're going off a little bit of tangent here, but I'll try and do this as quickly as I can.
Okay.
So, with sports on television or cable TV, it's big money. Big money. I'm talking about millions, even billions too as well, like revenue in terms of advertising spots anywhere in the world. And NRL is no different. NRL, as much as Papua New Guineans love NRL is a money-making business. Each of those teams you see in there, they have budgets, they have promotional plans, they have marketing plans and strategies, and they all have to pay a fee to this organization that owns the NRL brand, all these kind of clubs. So when they come in there and they sign up in that, there's certain ways in which they go about getting themselves, their brand promoted, whether they're successful in the competition or not. So that's all about like making money, right? So for a channel that's outside of Australia to then want to buy in to the opportunity to show the games, to telecast the games on their channels, it costs money, a lot of money. So back in the old days, or what Papua New Guineans were used to with MTV, was games would just be shown. It's free to air. Papua New Guineans don't have to pay anything. They just make sure that they're near TV whenever the game's on. Right. In actual fact, NRL were losing money through Papua New Guinea. They were losing millions and millions and millions of views.
Losing money?
Because they don't make any money off PNG for showing any of the games. All the money that's made locally from advertising stuff that you would see during like the MTV games always went back to MTV. So MTV is supposed to pay a fee to the NRL, the overall body that owns the NRL, the brand of NRL Rugby. And they never paid that. And the reason why they got away with it is because one of the founding members of the NRL, that organization, was Channel 9. Channel 9, if you don't know who Channel 9 is, Channel 9 is one of the biggest channels in Australia. And they're also one of the big sisters or big brothers of MTV. When MTV started, they got a lot of stuff from Channel 9, startup infrastructure. This is all the way back in the 80s. So there was always this sort of small brother, small sister sort of thing, as is the case with a lot of Australian organizations and a lot of Australian relationships with Papua New Guinea. Well, when Digicel came in, they're like, you know what? Stop. NRL is making a lot of money now. So then they put it in NRL and say, hey, guess what? We're new on the market and we're in a position to pay for it. Immediately NRL was like, hey, MTV, y'all gonna pay anything or what? And at that time, when I was there, because I was right there next to my boss, and he was part of the whole bid process as well, we found out that at that time, I don't know what it's like now, this is all historical now, so if you guys want to comment or check on it, you can do all that, in fact check all you want, that's fine. But MTV owed, I think, Channel 9 and or the body that owned NRL. They must have owed them like 10 million Aussie dollars or something, somewhere around that. Because I think the understanding was they were supposed to pay like $1 million, around that figure per year every time NRL was being shown. But they weren't doing it. But Channel 9, some strange relationship in there. They came in there, they covered us in it, and I didn't
even know about that.
Yeah, true. And I mean, I do think Papua New Guineans, we are special people in that, but I think at some point we gotta like pick up the slack, and I think we have to pay our bills, because what happens is that we have things like the recession that we're gonna be probably going through. That's another issue. But I was of the mind when I was in there that bloody hell, if NRL is gonna be shown in Papua New Guinea, then Papua New Guinea should take some ownership. Because we love rugby so much in that, but we've been doing it at the expense of somebody else, which was MTV and Channel 9.
Okay.
So
now what, Digicel took away?
So NRL was like, okay, well, we've got the bid coming up that we do with other territories. So whereas Papua New Guinea would sit down quietly behind Channel 9, because of Digicel's presence at that time, Digicel TV TVWan, they were able to then step up and say, okay, Papua New Guinea, you're being recognized now, you're part of the conversation again. What can you offer? Because it's a bid, you have to bid for the rights. When the rights come up, you're informed in writing, or they even put it out like a little video or something that is used internally. You won't see this stuff on YouTube or TikTok or anything. It's all internal use. It's for these big companies. And say, hey, guess what? The 2014 NRL bid is out. What do you reckon? This year we're doing this and this and this and that. And hey, you have an opportunity to submit your bids for this territory. By all means, go ahead. Contact this person, blah, blah, blah.
So what that means is one specific channel will be the official broadcaster for a certain region. That's right. So I don't know what happened. What's the conclusion of the story?
I'll try and make this short. So basically, NRL got a bid from Digicel. I'll say it was in the tens of six figures, more than 10 million. Bid was submitted to NRL, which they won. which led to MTV not being able to telecast the first games, they could telecast the replays, but they couldn't telecast the live game. That all went to TVWan. Because TVWan played the game how it's supposed to be played, and that's when an international sport is telecast anywhere else in the world in different territories, it has to be paid for. Because that's how NRL makes money, and that's how they're able to pay for the broadcasts, and that's how they're able to give bonuses to those clubs as well. And the clubs do make money from that as well. So I was part of that and privy to that as well. That was great and fantastic and everything, but that's not what I wanted to do. For as much as I appreciate everybody liking rugby, I don't give a damn about rugby, to be honest. If I'm offending anyone, I don't care.
Me neither. I don't watch sports then.
If anything, I'm more aligned to rugby union, but that's another discussion.
Okay.
So at the same time this was happening as well, I could clearly see that there was a lot of money being thrown on it. So I was thinking to myself, going back to originally what I said about being hired, was, oh gosh, they probably have enough money to seriously look at producing local Papua New Guinea content. And when I'm saying content, I'm referring to like TV drama, comedy series, game shows, even local like legend storytelling, and putting into like a serialized format where every week we have a different story from a different region of Papua New Guinea that's been acted out and it's been scripted in language and all that. So really unique content, unique to Papua New Guineans. The way we see
relevant to us, made by us.
Exactly, because I was always of the opinion that we consume Papua New Guineans, even right now, even back in the day, before even some of you were born, all the way in the 80s, 90s, we've always watched overseas content, hours and hours, thousands of hours. Most kids today, you can recite most lines from most movies, you know everything about the MCU, you know everything about everything else, pop. Social culture is just,
anime.
It's prevalent, right? And that's through the different streams that come through. So it only seems right that we should have our own Papua New Guinea content. I mean, we're Papua New Guinea music, right? Missing some opportunities there. But the point is, it's ours. We can mess it up. We can do whatever we want to do. But we don't have that across the board in terms of the arts, in terms of
movies, TV series,
and that's right.